This video is for all those people who are very unsure every time about what to do once they visit an art gallery. Is there any rules? Is there a ticket to pay? Stay a few minutes with me and I will answer all the most common questions that I've been asked as an art advisor working for an art gallery in Vancouver. Andiamo! So the first point will be pay or not to pay. Is there a ticket? Is there not? I'm so confused. Linda, help me please. So let's start with saying that museums and not commercial galleries like foundations or public museums will have a ticket, will have an entry fee, whereas a commercial gallery won't have an entry fee, won't have any ticket that you can buy because it's public access. It's like entering into a shop because an art gallery is a shop. So you're more than welcome to walk in and don't feel embarrassed. Just walk in, say good morning if you're feeling like it, and just enjoy the visit. I will say probably double check on website the opening hours so that you know exactly when to go, at what time, and probably even what show is on. So yeah, websites are there most of the time. I know sometimes our galleries don't have a very good website, but most of the time they have one and the hours should be pretty easy to find. So yeah, go for that. The second most asked question to me is if I'm an artist or not. Because I guess people don't really realize that when they are visiting an art gallery and there's an exhibition, they always think that the artist is around. I'm not really sure when or where this belief took place, but it's just basically not true. The artist might be around for the opening of their show. However, the artists are never at the art gallery. Never. The art gallery is the place where their works is being sold, but the staff and the gallery director, perhaps a curator, will be at the art gallery, not the artist, because artist has basically a trust within the art gallery to sell and share their values and their story. Once the artist is done creating their artworks, he or she or they bring their artworks to the art gallery, and from there is the art gallery staff who sells the paintings or sculpture or artworks in general. So no, I'm not an artist. I did an artistic high school, but I'm not an artist. Are the artworks for sale? There's a very simple question. And I think I've already explained it in my already 2 answers that I gave previously. Yes. All artworks that you will see in a commercial art gallery are for sale because an art gallery, a commercial art gallery, is a retail shop. So you can go there and purchase any artwork that is hanging on the walls or that might have in the physical storage. So yeah, all artworks you will see are for sale. The next one is not really a question, just something that I have noticed, and I thought maybe if out there are some artists who like to attend and visit other art galleries, maybe this point can be for you. As a staff working in an art gallery, I noticed that there are 2 types of artists that visit art galleries. And one of them is the judging artists. They're very proud of being an artist, which is fair, and I understand that, and they're proud and very passionate about their work, and they know what they're valued. And so when this type of artists visit an art gallery and see another art exhibition from another artist, they are sometimes very judgmental towards the other artist, which is not there because it's just the artworks that are displayed. So I feel like judgmental artists sometimes really come just to critique, sometimes most of the time badly, other artists' work. And I know because it happened a few times that some artists came to me and be like, oh, I don't really understand why you're selling this artist, or what's so special in this, why people like it. And this is the answer that I always give. Every art gallery has their own identity, some sort of brand, right? They have to keep. So the artists that this any art gallery represents has to fit within their brands, their identity. If an art gallery represents only very essential, very contemporary, very white wall art gallery, conceptual artworks, very hardly will represent a figurative, very colorful landscape artist, right? Because they don't fit within their brand. So I feel like it's sometimes people are just too quick to judge, and you just have to understand the gallery and what they are looking for and what they have already worked with. So just don't take it personal if the gallery doesn't choose you to be included in their roster. Sometimes it's just a matter of branding and fitting within what they already have. The second type of artist is the one that I prefer, of course, and is the one that comes at the gallery just to get inspired, to get some positive attitude and be like, I'm doing this, but I see that this artist is doing this, which is quite interesting. I might try it for myself. I might investigate a little bit. I might give it a shot. I really like this rather than the judgmental artist that comes, because of course it's much more positive, and also it's just what art is about. Art is made for inspire people, to be a vessel of different messages. They can be positive, they can be negative, but it's still a vessel to communicate something. And I feel like if an artist come to the gallery and see another artist exhibition, it's nice for the artist to come with an open mind. So yeah, these are the two type of artists that I usually see. And if you are an artist yourself, I really encourage you to visit other artists' shows with a very open mind, because we just learn from each other, right? So I think it's much more valuable than anything else. The next question is actually one of the most important, and I feel like it will just need a video dedicated to it, and I will do it. I swear. So the next question is, how much are the artworks? I just have to say something first, which is most galleries, I'll say 80% of galleries out there, do not show the prices of their artworks on their website, and not even on the walls sometimes. So the reason why most art galleries don't show the prices is for an exclusivity and status reasons, because if you have to ask for the price of a painting, it means that maybe you can't afford it. So the galleries don't put the prices in first place, because they know already that if you don't ask and you just want to proceed and are very interested in the painting or artwork and just want to purchase it, you can't afford it. So galleries have also the very high end, don't really sell to everyone. They tailor their clients as well. They select them as well. So that's why the prices are not online, and that's why you can't purchase their artworks online, because they don't want everyone to purchase their artwork. They want specific clients to purchase their artwork. And the specific clients are the very wealthy one, maybe some famous people, maybe some people that have a very special collection. They are famous collectors. So yeah, it's definitely to differentiate and to create space and obstacles between the general people and those clients, the very small group of clients that they want. Another reason can be because the gallery doesn't want to show the prices, since that specific artist is going very well and the market really likes this person. So maybe the prices are going up, and so just to avoid the fact to have to change them, they just don't show them at all, because they don't want to show how different it would be, the price compared to the before the change and after the change. So that's also another possible reason. The core of this is that galleries, the high-end ones, wants to choose the clients that purchase the artworks, because they want to feel safe of who has their artworks. There are people that appreciate and people that are expert collectors that know how to treat the artworks. They are very famous perhaps. So Those are few reasons why most high-end galleries don't show the prices. Can I touch the artwork? So I feel here is kind of a very normal question. Of course, the answer is no. Never touch an artwork unless it's an installation that specifically says so. So I feel like this question is quite straightforward, but I feel like I have to say it because people sometimes just don't think and come at the gallery and then just touch things because they want to touch it. And just please don't do it, because that's not cool, and you know, you just don't want to risk ruining artwork just because you were curious. So please don't touch anything. Thank you. How long it takes to view an art gallery? Well, that really depends of a few things. It depends on how big the space is. It depends on how many exhibitions there are in the moment that you go visit. I feel like there are sometimes two types of people that visit the art galleries, and usually is one that is like rushing around, and maybe someone that is browsing and is looking for a new artwork, so it just spin around and like 2 seconds is already at the door. But by doing that, you will probably miss some artworks. So I will recommend you visit an art gallery only when you have a few minutes, like I don't know, 10 to 30 minutes, to just enjoy the stroll and enjoy reading about the artworks and reading about the artist, maybe making some questions. It's really personal, so that depends to you. I will just suggest to not sprint around an art gallery because it's not a race. And if you have to sprint, it's just because you don't have time. So I will just skip it. If you don't have time, just skip it. So how to behave in an art gallery? I'm very happy when people make questions because it's totally fine to make questions. Of course, you have to understand that people are still working in the art gallery, and most of the time we're not bored. Like we work, we do stuff, a lot of stuff. So just please be mindful of that. Feel free to make your questions, but also give us some time to do our job, because our job is also answering your question, but it's not only that. So just have that context in mind. Another thing will be probably no food is just best. Like no food at all is probably best. If you have a coffee, feel free to bring them in, but just be very mindful of what you are holding and how far you are from artworks. But yeah, I mean, how to behave? Just behave in the most simple and human way. Just be respectful of the people that are working in the art gallery, make questions if you have any, and then, you know, just say goodbye or good morning. It's very appreciated. But last but not least, are kids allowed and pets allowed? Kids are, of course, allowed. It's just up to the parent to make the kid behave and not touch anything. Sometimes I feel like I have to go to the parent and be like, you know, just make sure to not touch any artworks. And that's it. Like, being very nice, just be respectful of the artworks. And dogs, that really depends on the gallery and the policy that they have. In the one that I work for, we're happy to see the furry friends, and sometimes we even give them treats. So it's really up to the gallery if they feel comfortable. Sometimes if there are art installation, that can be a little tricky. Most galleries anyway show paintings or anyway something that hangs on the wall, so that shouldn't be an obstacle for pets. So these were my answers for the most asked question that I've received as an art advisor working in an art gallery. Yeah, so if you are an art collector and you are interested in making your first art purchase, make sure to watch this video, which I made just for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them below, make some comments, likes, subscribe, do everything you like. Ciao, ciao!